One word frees us of all the weight and pain of life. That word is love. The loneliest place in the world is the human heart when love is absent. Duty makes us do things well, but love makes us do them beautifully. Love is not affectionate feeling, but a steady wish for the loved person's ultimate good as far as it can be obtained. First and foremost, self-love, and then give love away. Jealousy, properly considered, is an essential element of true love. It is an unceasing longing for the loved one's welfare. Love is service rather than sentiment. Love is the outgoing of the entire nature in self-sacrificing service. If you work at love, you will find love at work. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. Nothing will be intentionally lacking where there is love. He who is not filled with love is necessarily small, withered, shriveled in his outlook. Love is like a friendship caught on fire. In the beginning a flame, very pretty, often hot and fierce, but still only light and flickering. As love grows older, our hearts mature and our love becomes as coals, deep, burning and unquenchable. There is no charm equal to tenderness of heart. You always gain by giving love. The greatest healing therapy is friendship and love. Love takes off masks that we fear we cannot live without and know we cannot live within. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt with the heart. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. To be brave is to love someone unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. I love you begins by I, but it ends up by you. Love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. You don't marry someone you can live with. You marry someone you cannot live without. Walk with me through life, and I'll have everything I'll need for the journey. You have replaced my nightmares with dreams, my worries with happiness, and my fears with love. You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because the reality is finally better than your dreams. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you are the world. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. The best thing to hold on to in life is each other. Two people in love, alone, isolated from the world, that's beautiful. The greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved for ourselves, or rather, loved in spite of ourselves. I think the perfection of love is that it's not perfect. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Love does not dominate, it cultivates. We are shaped and fashioned by what we love. To love or have loved, that is enough. Ask nothing further. There is no other pearl to be found in the dark folds of life. In 500 days of summer, love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus 1 day, so I never have to live without you. Affection is responsible for 9/10 of whatever solid and durable happiness there is in our lives. To lose balance sometimes for love is part of living a balanced life. Love never dies a natural death. It dies because we don't know how to replenish its source. It dies of blindness and errors and betrayals. It dies of illness and wounds. It dies of weariness, of witherings, of tarnishings. Do you know it's love when all you want is that person to be happy, even if you're not part of their happiness? I have found the paradox that if you love until it hurts, there can be no more hurt, only more love. The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread. When we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. Love is an untamed force. When we try to control it, it destroys us. When we try to imprison it, it enslaves us. When we try to understand it, it leaves us feeling lost and confused. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. Love is the flower, you've got to let it grow. Love is what you've been through with somebody. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Love is of all passions the strongest, for it attacks simultaneously the head, the heart, and the senses. To fear love is to fear life, and those who fear life are already 3 parts dead. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. A friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you. Where there is love, there is life. When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it, always. The giving of love is an education in itself. It takes courage to love, but pain through love is the purifying fire which those who love generously know. We all know people who are so much afraid of pain that they shut themselves up like clams in a shell, and giving out nothing, receive nothing, and therefore shrink until life is a mere living death. I love how she makes me feel like anything is possible, or like life is worth it. Once in a while, right in the middle of an ordinary life, love gives us a fairy tale. The most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and to let it come in. I love being married. It's so great to find one special person you want to annoy for the rest of your life. When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. Every person has to love at least one bad partner in their lives to be truly thankful for the right one. I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. I make mistakes, I am out of control, and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. Love many things, for therein lies the true strength, and whosoever loves much performs much, and can accomplish much. And what is done in love is done well. You don't love someone because they're perfect. You love them in spite of the fact that they're not. When you love someone, you love the person as they are, and not as you'd like them to be. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. Love is needing someone. Love is putting up with someone's bad qualities because they somehow complete you. Love, it surrounds every being and extends slowly to embrace all that shall be. Love is not only something you feel, it is something you do. The only thing we never get enough of is love. And the only thing we never give enough of is love. Don't brood. Get on with living and loving. You don't have forever. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. Love is not only something you feel, it is something you do. Sometimes it's a form of love, just to talk to somebody that you have nothing in common with and still be fascinated by their presence. To love is nothing. To be loved is something, but to love and be loved, that's everything. I have decided to stick to love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. When we are in love, we seem to ourselves quite different from what we were before. The way to love anything is to realize that it may be lost. Friends show their love in times of trouble, not in happiness.
I love you not because of who you are, but because of who I am when I am with you. Do I love you? My God, if your love were a grain of sand, mine would be a universe of beaches. Love yourself first and everything else falls into line. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. When someone loves you, the way they talk about you is different. You feel safe and comfortable. Love is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You don't love someone for their looks or their clothes or for their fancy car, but because they sing a song only you can hear. Keep love in your heart. A life without it is like a sunless garden when the flowers are dead. Never love anybody who treats you like you're ordinary.